What is up, Taurus? How are you guys doing? Time for your weekly check-in. Let's see what's going on with your situation for the 4th week of July. Yeah, July has 5 weeks. I don't know, is it like that every year? I just said this in the Aries video, but this is the first time I've ever had to count the weeks of the month. And I didn't realize July had 5 weeks. So I figured, I'm like, damn, are we already on the last week of July? And I looked over at my calendar and I was like, oh, no, there's still 2 more weeks. Okay. Anywho, remember, weekly check-ins are just a short, sweet, general, energetic overview. If you're in need of a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. Remember, I got them new general personal readings, y'all. Those things are awesome. Quick, simple, easy, efficient, and cheap. You ain't gotta ask me nothing, you ain't gotta tell me nothing, just click what you want read and let me do the rest. Everything you need to know is in the description. All right, let's see what we can tell Taurus about their situation in the 4th week of July and the person you're dealing with. Oop, there it is. Strength reverse. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. Could be anybody, it's just an energy. Okay, that deck is done. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. But the 4 of Wands is reversed. I'm glad I didn't speak on that too soon. So I'm kind of feeling like the silence is about to be the silence is about to be broken, but I don't know if it's going to be right now. I don't know if it's going to be right now. Because we got the 2 of Swords, Page of Cups, 4 of Wands reversed. So it's being seriously contemplated, but there's some kind of blockage right now. I'm thinking, and you can feel it too, can't you? I think a lot of you can feel it. You can feel this person's energy very, very heavy in your aura. You can feel them like burning a hole through you with their eyes. And you can tell that they're going to be coming forward at some point. And if it stays on the same energetic pathway that it is right now, I would say that that's accurate. But it doesn't really look like it's happening right now. Not quite. But I would say even if it does, though, you might want to be careful with this Knight of Wands energy. Because if they come forward with this energy, it'll be real brief. It won't go very far. It'll be a short, sweet, quick, on and off, you know, and hopefully you don't get your hopes up too high. Because the Knight of Wands is the type of person who would like come forward and like, hey, what's up? How you doing? How you been? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then you're like, oh shit, cool, sweet. We're going to reconnect. Awesome. And then you get your hopes up. You get all happy about it. Then the next thing you know, poof, poof. They just disappear. And you're like, what the fuck? That's Knight of Wands shit right there. Some of you dealing with a Gemini. Also have Pisces and Leo. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Well, let's see how they really feel about you at the deepest level and what their energies and intentions look like. Person Taurus is dealing with. What are their deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? They know what they want to say to you. They absolutely know what they want to say to you. They're scared though. A little bit nervous. Patiently waiting on the right opportunity. They've been doing things to try to get your attention, but they don't want commitment. So, okay, you got to ask yourself then, if you're thinking about somebody all the time, you want to talk to them, you're trying to get their attention, but you don't want to be with them, then what do you want? Just want to know how they feel about you, right? They want you to want them, right? Why else, if they don't want to be with you, then why would they give two diddly dog shits about talking to you? Because they want you to want them. That would make them feel better about themselves. So, I wish I could say more about this, but I really can't. And that's one of my least favorite messages to read. I don't know why. I don't know why I get like secondhand embarrassment when I read that. Because that's like the stupidest energy to be stuck in. Like, you are so fucking pathetic. You're pathetic. If you just want somebody to want you, not to be with them, but just to make you feel better about yourself, you are embarrassingly pathetic, you know? Embarrassingly. And I don't say that in a mean way or a judgy way. It's just matter of fact. That's embarrassingly, humiliatingly pathetic. So I don't even like reading it when it comes through. It makes me feel awkward and like cringy, you know? Okay, well, it's kind of like, you know, when you see like a person that's like doing real bad in life and they're broke and, you know, on Section 8 housing and stuff like that, and they're throwing shit and throwing hate at somebody more successful than them, you know? Isn't that just so embarrassing? Don't you just feel embarrassed for them because they don't realize how pathetic they look? You know? Similar to that. It's kind of similar to that energy. Anyway, though, let's get the advice on this, man. Let's just go straight to the advice. What's the advice for Taurus? Ooh, Nine of Cups reversed. Yeah. I don't think it would be a wise idea to talk to this person unless you are rock fucking solid. I don't think so. So, I don't know about you, but my whole life, I have always been ultra sensitive. Ultra sensitive to when somebody's just trying to get a reaction out of you to study your emotional behavior. You know? Ultra sensitive. Like, ultra sensitive to that. And, you know, when you're having a conversation with somebody and they can say something that just, so clandestinely pokes at your emotions. And you know that the only reason that they're doing it is to take a mental note of your emotional behavior. You know, just to stick it in the filing cabinet in case they need it one day. You don't want to talk to this person if you're at a vulnerable place. You don't want to talk to this person if you don't think you would be able to hold your composure in a situation like that, you know? And I don't know, maybe it's just me, because I've always observed people fall right into that and bite that bait and don't even realize it. And you just sit back and watch it. I'm like, why are you telling them that? Don't tell them that, you know? And it's just like, what are you doing? Shut up. Don't you see they're fucking with you? And I don't know. So, keep this person at an arm's distance. Keep them at an arm's distance if you choose to talk to them. I wouldn't agree to meet up with them alone. Like if they try to get you to go out for a drink or something like that, I wouldn't do it. Or if you do, bring a friend with you or something like that, you know. Don't put yourself in a vulnerable place around this person. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't show them that you're going to just drop what you're doing at any given time to text them back. You know, don't do that. Let them know you're at an arm's distance and there's boundaries here. Right? Let it be known. But I'm not going to lie, this is a very specific message right here. This is telling me that those of you who resonate with this story, you're not ready to talk to this person. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to bend it. I'm trying to meet you in the middle. I'm trying to see if I can bend things and leverage things. But this right here, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this is telling me that it would not be a good idea to talk to this person right now. It just would not. But I don't like to tell you that. I don't like to be that reader that tells you what's going to happen or what's not going to happen or what to do or what not to do. I try not to do that. I try not to do that because that does take power away from you when somebody does that. And my goal is not to take your power. If I do take your power, I'm going to polish it up. I'm going to hand it back to you and tell you how to use it. I want to send you on your way more powerful than you were before you came to me. That's my goal. But that's what came through for that. So just take that and do with it what you will. All right, now we're going to take a look and see what's going on with your love interest. What's happening with Taurus and their love interest in the 4th week of July, universe? Boo, boo, doo, doo. What's happening with Taurus and their love interest in the 4th week of July? Anything good happening? Oh, 9 of Pentacles. 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Moon reversed. You know what? I think you might intimidate this person a little bit. And I don't even like using that word because people take that word the wrong way a lot. That doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean that you're better than them or they're beneath you. It means that in this person's mind, they view you as somebody that in order to be with you, they would have to really, really step up their game. Like really, really. And they don't want to do that. That's what it means. And step up their game in some way. I don't know. I don't know if it's financially or maybe just generally in life, you know? Maybe they're sloppy and unorganized and you're really, really neat and, you know, put together. And they know that they ain't no more being sloppy and unorganized. They got to be neat and put together or something. I don't know. Whatever. You know, they know they would have to step their game up. So, yeah. Not the greatest communication here. If there is communication, a little bit awkward and weird. Not really seeing the two of you actually coming together. And I think, like I said, this person is a little bit intimidated. So, let's see how they really feel at the deepest level. Do they actually have feelings for you? Like feelings? Or what's their deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Ooh, yeah, they do feel an abnormally strong connection with you. And I think the reason being is I do feel like y'all have karma that needs to be cleared from a previous lifetime. And they feel it. So they do feel that sense of soul recognition. That's just a little term that I came up with. Basically for, you know when you get that feeling like you've known somebody before? You know, you recognize them and you don't know where you've met them because you haven't met them. Basically, it's just triggering a pre-birth memory is all it is. But yeah, they feel that. They feel that soul recognition with you. They feel an abnormally strong connection with you, and they don't know why. Most of the time when somebody feels that, it usually catches them off guard. And more often than not, it'll cause somebody to trigger their defenses. I think they got feelings for you. I think they do. But for some reason, it's like they're trying to ignore this connection. They're trying to ignore this connection. Yeah. Because, see, like I said, it's triggering their defenses. They don't know why the connection feels so strong. That's, if I had to come up with a list of the top 3 main reasons why karmic contracts always get like a negative stigma attached to them, that would be one of the reasons. Because it's unfinished business from a past life. On an energetic level, coming together with a past life karmic soulmate is no different than reconciling with your ex. It's no different. If you was to reconcile with your ex right now, that would trigger all kinds of energies and emotions to bubble up to the surface, right? As expected. It should. It makes perfect sense. You remember when that energy was created. It makes perfect sense, right? Well, guess what? That energy doesn't go anywhere. Ever. A lot of people think that if I wait long enough and I wake up and forget about it, I'm over it. No, you're not. Oh, no, you're not. No, that energy doesn't go anywhere. Just because it's been so long that you've forgotten about it doesn't mean that you're healed from it. What it means is that you've had it attached to you for so long that now it's basically become a part of you. So you forgot that it's there. And it never goes anywhere. It carries over to the next lifetime. So you all come together in the next lifetime, the same energy bubbles back up to the surface, only this time it doesn't make sense because this ego wasn't there when it was created. So I don't know why it feels so intense. Now my guard's up. Why does this connection feel so intense with you? You know, how'd you get in here like that? Why does this feel so strong? I don't want to look pathetic. I don't want to look ridiculous. I don't want to look funny. This is embarrassing. So I'm going to throw my guard up and pretend that I don't give a diddly dog shit. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to ignore this connection. They're trying to fight against it, you know. Okay. Advice time. What's the advice? Advice. What is the best advice? Okay, well, I mean, it's getting to a point now where if action isn't taken here soon, the universe is going to shut the door on this. See, with karmic contracts, there's an open door of opportunity for you to figure out what you're going to do with it. Now, when it's a family situation, you know, like parent and child or brother and sister, that door of opportunity will remain open until death does you part, most of the time. But when it's something like friend or romance or business partner or something like that, usually it's a temporary open door. It doesn't remain open for the rest of your life. And, you know, you have all these other potential timelines, contracts, missions, assignments waiting for you on the horizon. And if a decision isn't made after a certain time, the universe is, all right, fuck it, boom, shut the door, time to go get started on this. And it's getting close to that. So whatever you got to do to figure out where this connection's going, because if this hasn't made any forward movement by August, you might want to hang it up. So I'm not going to tell you what to do exactly. I don't know if you want to have a conversation. Maybe some of you, it's about that time that we have the what are we conversation. I know that's not all of you, but I know there's a few of you who have been talking to this person, seeing them, hanging out with them, dating them, fucking them for the last month or so. Well, then it's time to have the what are we conversation. I know that's a cringy conversation. Nobody wants to have it. It's weird. It feels funny. It's embarrassing. It's nerve-wracking. It's scary. But at some point, like, there's some people out there that, you know, whatever this person is allowing, if they're not in a hurry to change the energetic trajectory of this, they're probably never fucking going to. You know? So somebody's going to have to do something to try to change the energetic pathway here, or it's never going to change. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Taurus family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is down here in the description. All right, y'all. I'm out of here now. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.